Benjamin is my name. Up in Jamaica, became a medical doctor while being there. Soon afterwards, got into the automobile industry. Did quite well for a number of years, and then we did some real estate investments in the U.S. The real estate mortgage crisis of 2008 hit us very hard. We fell into a financial valley. We were able to climb out of it because of the network marketing industry, got ourselves back on our feet, and now we're solidly in that industry. Fortunately for us, we are also in the trading space through this academy, Xtream Lifestyle, which is a Forex academy, health and wellness product business, and also a wholesale travel distribution business. So we have a really great platform, weaved into one where we have three different industries that you can capitalize on. I started off as an affiliate. I started off as an affiliate back in 2020 with this community. A little over $100 get registered, and you could register with $249 or $299, and then you can earn commissions if you use the platform to market to people, like $500 a month, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, all the way to $1 million per month, depending on your aggressiveness and how much of a team you want to build and how many people you want to empower, helping them to become financially better off, right? So we have a great program in place. What we have also done is that we have a great education platform. So you'll be able to come in here and learn how to trade the financial markets. You could tap into a $7 trillion per day market, and it's affordable. $89 per month if you have a student ID, $99 a month if you don't, or $159 a month if you want to include NATIX. And then we have our product, $599 for the year, and then $75 per month for signals. And this is the Xtream Safety Trade product. And it's a really great product. It's a really great system that a lot of people have been able to use and shortcut their learning curve and are now able to make money trading because of how powerful the system is. So I'm very excited about it. It's allowing us to get greater results than we would normally have gotten if we didn't have the system. So let's take a look at it and see how it works. All right, so it's a color-coded system that uses red and green to identify where to enter a trade. So right off the bat, we're on an asset called S&P 500, SPX 500, and this is on what's called a 1 minute chart. On the 1 minute chart, it means that each of these candles take a minute to come on the screen, right? 1 minute. So each candle, they're called candles, right? The green and the red things are called candles. And the thick part is the body of the candle. The little thin line is called the wick. So we use these as a way to help us to determine what's happening in the market. You could see clearly that this is trending down. So you could see that this is a downward pattern that the candles have formed. But where do you enter a trade? Where do you enter a trade to be able to make money? Well, the good thing is that we have a system down at the bottom here. I'm going to collapse it. You don't see them anymore, and I'm going to bring them back up. These are our indicators. Without these, man, I would be lost, sincerely, all right? Umbrella. So without these, you would be lost, right? So thankfully, we have the indicators. Red at the bottom here, this little line here at the bottom is red. I'll just raise it up so you could see there's a little line right here. In fact, if we expand it, you'll see that there are 3 lines there. When all 3 are red, that's great. If you look over to here, they're green. So over here, they're red, all right? And then the next part of our indicator system are these bars. You could see that they're red here, then green, then red. And then next part of it is what's called the buck. These 2 red lines here, up here, they are green. So they are green at some stage and then turn red at some stage. So here we have where they're red, right? And down at the bottom here, red, and then a blob of green, and then red. That is where we would enter what's called a sell, right? And you could clearly see that this was a winning trade on SPX. This just happened not too long ago. And if you were trading it, let's look at NAS. I'm sure the same thing on NAS, right? I like looking at NAS, you get more points out of it. NAS 100 are the top 100 technology stocks in the US. That's 71 points. So you could have literally won a trade with 71 points. And this happened at 344. So this is literally just a while ago, 3:44 p.m. So that's the last 15 minutes. Now, is that exciting or what? That we could have made so much money in such a short space of time. 70 points, 70 points, right? 70 points. Now, 70 points on a trade, ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot. Because if you made $1 per point, that's $70. If you made $10 per point, that's $700. And this literally took about from 344, all right, to now, which is 407. So this is an amazing opportunity. Here's another one where it happened, where it came up, right, above this line, created this pattern, red at the bottom, green here, red here, and then it sold down. You could have done that one as well. This would have netted you 50 something points, right? And then there's also another, these are opportunities too for intermediate level people called fill in the gaps. And then there's another one up here when it started. Because when this red arrow came on the screen, that was the beginning of the sell trend, right? When this red arrow popped up on the screen, that happened at around 1 o'clock this afternoon. So 1 o'clock this afternoon, this red arrow popped up on the screen on the 1 minute saying that, hey, look out for some sells. And then started to do that, right? This was the first one. Some people wouldn't have been able to take that, but that was a sell opportunity. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one even counts 7. 7 opportunities for sells right between 1 o'clock to here. Man, and if you took this one and you wrote this one down, because this was sweet, man, that delivered 178 points. But guess what? It does it in reverse, what are called buys. Here's the green arrow pointing up, suggesting that the market is ready to go up. If you look at the bottom here, you see that it's green, and then the bars are red, and then this is green, and then this is green. Right here is it's better here. And we could see that the market went up after. Green, red, green, green, red, green. And there's a little stretch of red here. Beginners would have a little bit of a hard time dealing with that. But I'm going to a slightly higher time frame, known as the 3-minute time frame. You could see clearly green, red, green. So you could see that the market came down. This candle, red candle came down, came below these lines, and then it went back up after this pattern is developed. So every time we see this pattern, green, red, green, then that tells you the market is going to go back up. Green, red, green, market is going back up. Green, red, green, the market is going back up. You can see that there were some really wonderful opportunities to take what are called buys. So you could be taking the sells, which we just looked at over here, or you could be taking the buys, which we just looked at over here. One lady, she caught NAS, and she has done about 850 points before it started to reverse. 850 points. So if you trade $2 per point, that's $1,650. It took about a week. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is an amazing system that we have. In addition to that, we have what's called a scanner. Now, I love the scanner because what the scanner does, the scanner gives you and I data on what's going on, right? Like, for example, this is our H&H scanner, right? Where whenever we see on the 1 minute time from US 30, NAS, and S&P are treated as one. So M1, 1 minute, right? It's all red. M5, US 30 has turned red, but these two are still green, NAS and S&P. Let's go and look at that. If we put this on a 5-minute chart, right? Put this on a 5-minute chart. You're going to notice that NAS is not yet at its 5-minute line. Let's go to S&P on the 5-minute chart. It's not yet at its 5-minute line. Let's go to US 30. US 30 is below the 5-minute line. So because US 30 has come down below the 5-minute line, is an indication to tell you that S&P 500 is headed in that direction, so is NAS. So if I were you, I'd be looking for 1 minute sell entries. So let's go to the 1 minute chart. And what I'd do is that I'd wait for these candles to come somewhere either in between the red and the yellow here, or maybe best above it like it did right here. And if it creates this pattern, red, green, red, you jump in for a sell. And you could take that sell towards the 5-minute blue line. All right, let's just mark this 5-minute line right here. So the 5-minute line is right here, right? So if you go back to your 1 minute chart, you could see it's up here right now. And you could take, this to here. It may not get to that blue line. It may not necessarily get all the way there, but it may get somewhere close before the market starts to turn around to go back. So I'd look out for that tonight, where this could possibly come either inside these two lines between this yellow and the red. You could do the same thing on, let me just take this out. You could do the same thing on NAS, right? NAS 100, okay? Go to the 5 minute. Where's the 5 minute? See, it's all the way down here, okay? It's all the way down here, right? So you go back to your 1 minute and you wait for this to come in between these two lines. So you wait for the candles to come in between this red and yellow. Ideally, sometimes it comes up to the yellow. You could see it came up here and it bounced off and came down, right? It came up in here and it came down. So how you do that is that, one, you looked at the scanner. We saw that US 30 just turned on the 5 minute red. Okay, you could see the arrow still going down, so it just turned red. And then these two are still green. So what you want to do here is that you want to go to your chart. NAS and S&P are not yet at their 5 minute, okay? And here on NAS is marked with this blue line where the 5 minute blue line is on NAS, and NAS is right here. So this is an opportunity to make some money from here to here. It may get to the 5 minute line or it may not. So how you should play this is that as soon as these candles come either between this red and yellow moving average, or better yet, if it comes above it, then you would put your sell stop below, right? And that's how you play it. So these are a couple of other ones that took place since that time. This one took place since US 30 went to its 5 minute line. And these are two other opportunities as well where you could have made some money on sells on NAS, and the same thing on SPX 500 towards the 5 minute blue line. All right, so this may get down to this blue line. All right, and then you pay attention again, and then if US 30, right, which seems to be leading the way, if it changes to red on the M15, then it tells you that NAS and SPX could go towards their M15. So you look out for that, because that could give us an opportunity to be able to take some sells. But remember that while this is coming down for sells, let's go to our higher time frames. 1 hour time frame. Look at what's going on the 1 hour time frame. Green, green, green. All right, let's look at our 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame. What's going on? Green, green, green. Let's look at our daily time frame. 1 day. See what's going on. Green, green, green. So if I were you, I would not be looking for long sells. I'd be looking for quick sells, and knowing that at some point the market is going to turn around and start buying. Okay, it's going to turn around and start buying. So I would not be looking for long sells. Let's look at the 30 minute. All right, 30 minute. What is the 30 minute showing? The 30 minute on is showing green, red, green. What is that on SPX? A buy. Let's look at NAS to see it's not showing a buy on NAS in terms of the pattern, and not on US 30 showing a buy. Green, red, green. So 2 of the 3 indices are showing 30 minute buy stops. What does that mean? Soon we're going to see the market starting to buy up. Okay, it takes a little while. Most likely it's going to come down into the 1 hour. It's below the 1 hour channel on NAS, US 30. It's inside the 1 hour channel, right? Yellow and green channel. It's inside the channel on NAS. SPX, it's below the channel on SPX. So with that in mind, we're going to soon see a buy coming out of this. So these sells, you have to be a little bit careful with them, right? Just be quick in and out, the deals with these sells. Don't try to stay in them long, right? Don't try to stay in them long. As soon as you get some profit, you could lock in your profits or take your profits. One of the two. You could lock in your profits, or put in a stop profit or take your profit. So that's the simplicity of using that part of the scanner. But we also have this other part to the scanner, which is super amazing, where it calls out tons of symbols for us. Like, for example, here's a 1 minute trade on USD JPY. So if we go over to here, look for USD JPY on this list, it's showing green, red, green. Already set up for us, right? And then all you have to do now is to choose to come in here. You could put your entry, but before you put your entry, And it's just sold down like this, right? It's been buying up all day. So it's been buying up, buying up, buying up, buying up. So you're getting into this buy late in the game because there's been a bunch of 1 minute buys all day. See, from all the way down here, all the way up here. Buy, 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 another buy. So this is a little late. Okay, let's go to the 5 minute. See what that's saying? 5 minutes is also showing a green box buy, right? Let's go to the 15 minute. 15 minutes is showing a sell. So there's a 15-minute sell that's going to also happen. And there is, let's go to the 30 minute. 30 minutes is a sell pattern. And let's go to the 1 hour. That's also developing a sell pattern. So you have to be a little bit cautious in taking that buy. It's that late because these 15-minute and 30-minute sell stops. So if I were you, what I'd prefer to do is I'd prefer to play the sell stop. All right. So if we go to the 15-minute chart, we could wait for the sell to come down somewhere close to here, right? You know, ideally you want to take it off the yellow or the green, but you could also look at to see what's going on, and if it starts to sell, then you could take it a little higher. Okay, because nice, what it generally does, it comes up and buys sells out of this 1 hour channel. So the 15-minute sell stop is being triggered by coming up into this 1 hour channel. And this is where it sometimes sells from. So we could start to see it selling coming now, excuse me, right out of this 1 hour channel. So this 1 minute buy stop that you just saw on the scanner, you have to be a little careful in trying to take that because you may not get much out of it. Okay. All right. See, 1 minute buy stop. All right. 1 minute buy stop. And then there was a 5 minute sell stop that was called out earlier on the same asset, 15-minute sell stop. So I'd be a little bit cautious if I were you, right? In trying to take that. Let's look see what other currency here in the indices call outs. And gold is a 1 minute sell stop on gold and also silver. All right. So let's go look at that. It's got gold, 1 minute sell stop on gold. Right. All right. So this came up, and you know we could expect it to push down a bit, right? If I were you, what I'd be doing is that this sell, I don't think it's going to be that strong, right? Because it's been selling for a while. It's been selling for a while, all right? And it's going sideways right now. So what I'll be doing with a 1 minute sell, I'll be waiting for it to come up to, let's look at the 5 minute chart, right? I'd wait for it to come to this line, this red line, right? Or at least in between the yellow and the red. You see, when it came up here, look at this. When it came up here and it came in between here, you see how much it sold down? But if you try to take it when it's so low, right, and you try to get a sell out of it, you might not get very much out of it. I'm not saying it can't go down, but it might not go down much, right? So the safety trade alert is correct. Green, red, red, green, red, okay? And it's above the 1 minute trade line. So it's a legitimate call by the system, okay? A legitimate call on gold, right? XAU, XAU, USD, okay, right? But and it's still it's selling, it's pushing down. But I'm thinking that it's not going to push down in a big way, right? Because the market, if you kind of shrink it down, you could see the market sold down earlier today, right? It sold down, it sold down, bought back up a little bit. It's been selling for a while, see? Sold down, sold down, sold down, sold down, and it bought back up. Then it sold down a little bit, kind of created in fact, did it create a new low? Kind of, but very similar low points, which means that it hasn't created a new low in the market, right? And then it's now going sideways. Now, at the end of the day, and when the market reopens, you could see it sell off more. It could sell off more because it's a sell trend. However, if I were you and I'm going to enter the sell trade, I'd want to see some more pullback. So if we go to the 5 minute chart instead of the 1 minute, what we could do is wait for it to come up more. And ideally, if it comes and touches this red line, that would where you want to take your 1 minute sell from, rather than take it down here. Right? Not saying you can't win it. Not saying that at all. This could be a nice winning trade. So see, it came down a little bit below the red line and the yellow line, but that movement is very small and it's now starting to pull back up. So I prefer to wait for it to come up to the 5 minute, changes to the 5 minute. I prefer to wait for it to come up to this red line and then take it from here going down. That's what I prefer to do rather than taking it down here. All right, this is this. Okay. Hey, Cheryl, are you catching that?
Yes, so you're not leaving any money on the table. Because to my
well,
mind, if you do that, you're setting up yourself for a longer down flow.
a longer flow plus
Yeah.
here's the issue with this when you take it down here. You see,
Yeah.
if you look at the market, right? If you look at the market, you see it sold down, sold down, sold down, sold down,
Yeah.
and it pulled back up and it came down. Now, if you look here, it's kind of at its bottom. It's
Yes.
not, it hasn't gone down any further from here. See, when it came down here, it found a floor here, what they call support, and it pulled back up, right? It came back down again, and it's still going sideways. So it's possible that the market is going to reverse and buy up, right? Why? Because it's also there's also what's called a daily buy. When you go to the daily chart, 1 day chart. Now, if you look at the 1 day chart, you see that the daily chart is a buy trend going up. Okay. And right now, where is the price? The price is below the daily channel. See that?
Yes.
And whenever it comes below the daily channel, what generally happens? It buys back up.
Okay.
New safety tree
right?
New safety
so
tree
understanding that, you have to be a little bit cautious in trying to because if you put in a sell down here where this 1 minute sell was called, this could just reverse on you and you end up losing.
Okay.
But if you wait for it to come up to the 5 minute, if you wait for it to come up to the 5 minute, right? If you wait for it to pull back up to here, you have a greater chance of it coming back down and putting you in and making money. Because you're giving yourself the room between here. Let me just measure this. You're giving yourself the room between here and here, which has already shown you that the market is willing to go down to that point. Right? Where it is right now, the market has only shown us that it's willing to go down to right here.
Okay.
So this is a tight little space to try to get the win. I'm not saying it can't go down, don't get me wrong, but I would not jump into the 1 minute sell right at the bottom here, especially after it came down so much, pull back up, came down, it didn't go down too much, and then it's kind of here. Yeah, I would want to wait for it to come back up and touch in between here and then take it down. That's safe.
Okay, may I ask a question now? When you were explaining and you said the first time you said it came down and then it went back up. It went back up quite a bit. And then it came back down quite a bit.
Correct.
Yes, right there. That's the last come back down I'm talking about. Is that any indication as to the kind of, how do I put it, length, high or low, the amount of pips it's likely to do? Is that any indication at all?
Well, it's not an indication of
You
how much
understand what I'm
it
asking?
will do. Well, here's the thing. In terms of our logo, remember the price began above, the red arrow came up, it came down, and then it pulled back and came down. So that's the logo. You could see the logo right here for the sell, okay? Now, this is the first time it happens. The first time is the best one. We're gonna, this is the, we could call this one, right? You know, because it came down, pulled back a little bit. But the ideal one is this. It came down, pulled back here, came down, it pulled back a little bit, came down, it pulled back a little bit, came down. So it's starting to peter out. Okay? It's starting to slow down in terms of the sell. So this next sell, you may not get this type of movement out of the next sell.
Okay. So another thing to look for is to see if the logo has been formed.
You should always look for that, because that tells you that this first one is the best one. The second one, not as good. See, the second one, the drop was not as big. This one, we may not get a drop.
Okay.
Okay. So that, that's a part of how you read it. Let's go back and see if we see the logo again. See, price begin above, came down, came up, came down. All right. That's just the nature of it. So understanding that, right, bear that in mind, in terms of when the trade idea is released by the system. Right. Here's another one, US oil 1 minute sell stop. Let's go look for that. US oil.
Yes, or they passed it. Go back right there.
All right. So 1 minute, 1 minute. All right. This is a 1 minute buy, right? 1 minute buy. So green, red, green. Okay.
Mhm.
So, but here's it. No, the market has been buying. So where's the best 1 minute buy? This is a good one because it's early. This is another good one, right? But this is the last one. Okay. In the sequence of buys. So you have to look at that because remember the price began below. The green arrow came up, right? Saying that we're going to get a safe to trade. It went up, it came back down and went back up. So that's the first logo. So if we were to draw the logo, price began below here, went across, came back up, came down, up. That's one. Down, up two. Down, up three. Down, up four. And then giving you another one, five. So I would be a little bit cagey about taking the fifth one because it's already done this a number of times.
And also because of the time of day?
The time of day too, you would definitely shouldn't try to trade that now. But when the market opens in another hour, you to take this as a buy, I would just wait for a fresh movement in the market. And then look at the other time frames. Let's look at the 1 hour, 1 hour oil, and that's a buy trend. You could see clearly that's a buy trend, right? So that's supporting a buy. So knowing that the 1 hour is a buy, that gives you more comfort to take a buy, 4 hour buy, 4 hour trend a buy, right? Let's look at the 15 minute. 15 minute is also a buy trend. So it's supportive of a buy. So taking a 1 minute, another 1 minute buy with knowing that the market is in a buy trend overall is okay to do. Knowing that the market is in a buy trend, even though this is number 5 in the sequence of it. But I would try to get an entry, and I still wouldn't try to stay in this too long because it started off way down here. Ideally, this when this was coming down, when this was selling down like this was setting up. Let's just put a line here, right? And let's go to the 15-minute chart. Okay, you could see that this was setting up when it sold down and came down here. See, came below the 15-minute channel. So if we go to the 5 minute, we could see that's probably a 5 minute buy. See, green, red, green was a 5 minute buy. Okay, so if you took it as a 5 minute buy stop instead of a 1 minute buy stop, you'd have caught all of these little movements up.
Okay.
So that's why it's important to look at all of these different time frames, because looking at the 5 minute, you could see that this set up as a 5 minute, but if you go to the 1 minute, it was red, red, red. On the 1 minute, it was showing more like a sell stop. See that? Because it was selling coming down, and it sold down and created a 1 minute sell stop. But whilst creating the 1 minute sell stops, it was developing a 5 minute buy stop. So when this was coming down, right? If we were to put, let me just put a trend line here, right? Let's put a trend line here. All right, I'm putting that trend line in there in this 5 minute. If we go to the 1 minute, you could see that same trend line. See the same trend line through the 1 minute? You could see that?
Yes.
Right, so on the 1 minute, it shows you red, red, red. And it gives you a sell stop here, red, 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 which is fine, but those are 1 minute sell stops. You're not going to get much out of those. But what this sell down was doing, go back to the 5 minute chart. What that sell down was doing is that it was setting up a 5 minute buy stop. Can you see that? Green, red, green. So even though the 1 minute chart had cells, legitimate sell stops in here, you wouldn't want to be too crazy about taking cells here because this is not a long-term move. The longer term move are buys.
Okay.
I hope that's helpful.
Yes. And I'd like you to explain. As somebody asked recently, and I would like you to just cement it for us.
Ask what?
What exactly does a 1 minute, a 5 minute, or a 15 minute? What does it not mean?
What does it what?
Not mean. N-O-T, not.
Okay, that's kind of a backward question.
Yes.
Well, I'm not sure I'm understanding what does it not
Okay.
mean.
Okay, what does it mean then?
Well, all right. So what it really means is that it gives you a view of the market where the candles are 1 minute each. So each candle takes 1 minute to form. So what happens is that let's look at this view. Right now, this is an uptrend, right? On the 1 minute.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the 1 hour. All right.
New safety trade alert.
You see that the view is different. It looks different on the 1 hour from how it did. Because remember on the 1 minute, let me just expand this again. On the 1 minute, there was like a move down and then up, right? Almost like a V.
Yes. So it's
Now,
an
if you go to the
uptrend.
a downtrend first and then an uptrend on the 1 minute. But if you go to the 1 hour chart,
safety trade alert. New safety trade alert.
there's no down and up. It just looks like up. So what the different time frames do is give you a different view of how the market is behaving.
Okay,
That's
let me
basically
put it another way. If we are hearing safety trade say there's a 1 minute buy on US oil, does that mean we have to hurry up and break our necks to catch it in this very minute?
New safety trade.
Yes, because a 1 minute trade is very quick.
And we have to jump out in another minute.
Well, it's not that you jump out in a minute, right?
That is the part when I'm asking what it does not mean.
Yeah, so here's the thing about a 1 minute versus a 5 minute versus a 15 minute. It is just really to see how the market behaves based on that time frame. That's what that is there for. Now, on a 1 minute, when you have a 1 minute call out, like the safety trade here, UK oil US 30 1 minute sell stop. A 1 minute sell stop, right? Let's go to US 30 1 minute sell stop. So it came above the trade line and now it's straight to the 1 minute sell stop. Now, this 1 minute sell stop is usually quick, meaning that if you don't catch it quickly, it's probably gone by the time you get there. All right? Because this 1 minute move is just recording short moves in the market. It's 1 minute, 1 minute moves mean down here, boom, boom. Let me just, all right. You see right here is up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. All right, you could see that up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Correct?
Okay, where your line just passed a while ago. Let's stop there. Right.
I'm gonna put a vertical line here. I'm gonna put a vertical line. Let's put another vertical line here. All right. So you could see the market on the 1 minute going up, down, up, down, up, down. So when it calls out a 1 minute trade, it's giving you the chance to get this little move right here. Okay? When it's coming back down. That's why you have the 1 minute.
Okay, bear with me. You see that last part, go back to where you just demonstrated in order to catch this move in the middle here. Right, that one. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 6 minutes.
Yes, that it came down.
Okay. So tell us now, how are we going to know when it's a 1 minute, when it calls out a 1 minute, right? And we know that we have to get in quickly. What is going to tell us that we can probably stay 5 minutes?
No, you don't have that flexibility. What you're gonna have to do is that either you open up 2 trades, right? And close down one as soon as you get 3, 4, 5 pips. And the second one, you move your stop loss from above the hook to your entry price.
Okay.
That's that. And then what you do then is you try to write it down. Okay, and you could close it out, but you don't have the flexibility to know if it's going to turn back after 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, because it could keep going down, but you don't know.
Okay. So if we went over to the 5 minutes, for argument's sake, and we saw something similar.
A 5 minute doesn't mean that the trade is gonna last longer. The 1 hour, that generally lasts longer. The 4 hour generally lasts longer. You can hold those longer than you can the 1 minute and the 5 minutes and the 15 minutes.
So for the 1 minute, the 3 minutes, and the 5 minutes, what we have to do is go in and come out.
Those are very quick in and out trades.
Okay. And that is what is called scalping?
Correct.
Okay. So you don't scalp on a 1 hour trade?
You can't, because here, look at this. You see up, down, up, down, up, down on the 1 minute. Okay? Let me change this to the 1 hour. You can't see any up, down. You see that? Everything is just one move down.
Yeah.
Let me move these lines out of the way so you can see clearly. See? It just looks like one straight move down, but it's not one straight move down, right? These three red candles.
In the shorter time frames.
Yes, if you go down to the 1 minute, you see that it's not. Let me just go back to the 1 hour. All right, remember we had our two lines like this. All right, and put one at the beginning and one at the end, right? And go back to the 1 minute. You see, it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So you use the 1 minute to catch these little up, down moves. Right? Because on the 1 minute, you could see that it went up here, and then you could get an entry here and win some points this way. But you wouldn't be able to see that on the 1 hour.
Okay.
You got that?
Yes. That's clear.
All right. So during a 1 hour trade, you're still going to move, while it's still going on, you're still going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. But the general movement is down if you've established that it's a sell trend. All right. Okay. Did I answer your question about the time frames? Because I understand we kind of get them, we're trying to figure out which one is which, but ultimately, the higher the time frame, the longer you can hold the trade. That's basically it. The lower time frames are very important though, because when you trade on the 1 minute and the 5 minute, by the time you get to start trading on the 1 hours and the 4 hours, you're so accustomed to it that becomes easier. But you want to do the scalping as a learning process, not just for the money, but to learn how the market really behaves.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're very, very welcome. All right. I know you're gonna make a lot of money. All right. So
you traded today?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely, man. I trade Monday to Friday. So yeah, so made some money today already. And looking forward to trading tomorrow again. And I know I'll do well tomorrow again. So, just brick by brick a house is built, little by little.
Oh yes.
And by the end of this year, some massive results will be created.
We'll have some castles.
Yes, man. That's the whole deal. So very excited, very grateful.
All of us, each and every one of us.
Trade alert.
Man, these safety trade alerts are so Canada JPY 1 minute sell stop. So so understanding that they're going back to the US 30 here. Let's go back to the 1 minute. All right, so see it came down, coming back up. All right, let's go to S&P coming back up. NAS coming back up. All right, so S&P 1 minute sell stop. See, it came above now, right? Came above. Let's see if it came up to the 5 minute. Hasn't come up to the 5 minute yet, but ideally you want to come up and touch this yellow line and take it back down. Ideally, sometimes it doesn't get there. Let's check the 3 minute. So right now, if it comes inside of the 3 minute channel, it could take a sell down. All right.
Oh, okay.
We could take a sell down. Knowing that on the scanner, let's go back to the scanner. On the scanner, Go back to blue line H&H scanner. The 5-minute time frame US 30 is below the 5-minute blue line, which means NAS and S&P are going to head there. So now that S&P and NAS have set up a 1-minute sell stop, almost set it up, still has to come up more, then this is setting you up for another 1-minute sell, right? Both S&P and NAS, see they're coming up. So when they come up above this line, that's when you go ahead and put in your sell stop and wait for it to come back down and put you in. Okay, and that's how you play that. So right now it's going up. Don't try to go for a buy right now. That's too risky, right? Wait for it to come up and set up a sell and come back down. Well, of course, there's a buy coming up on the 15-minute. All right, the 15-minute seat, green, red, green. So there's a 15-minute buy stop. So when it comes up to this yellow or green on the 15-minute, you could set your buy stop in place here, right? Wait for it to come back up and put you in, okay? While you're doing the 1-minute sells. So you do the 1-minute sells in the meantime and wait for the 15-minute, 30-minute buy stops to kick in. And this probably won't kick in until tomorrow morning because we have news tomorrow morning at 8:30 and then market open. So chances are if the market keeps selling off tonight, then the news tomorrow will pull it back up and we'll see the market start shooting up. So pay attention to that. So if you see that the indices sell off tonight more, all right, and then you go to your scanner and tomorrow morning, your scanner is red here, and maybe one of these red or two of these red, then with the news, my expectation is that they're going to use it to push the market back up because it's an overall buy trend. It's not a sell trend.
Okay.
Because they would have set up some 15-minute, 30-minute buy stops overnight. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're going to have a great time at the boot camp. Any questions
yeah.
from anyone else?
Sorry?
No, I was just asking if any questions from anyone else.
Oh,
And just a reminder, $5.99 for the system, $75 a month. Join us as an affiliate, pay $168 to register. In that way, you could introduce other people to our community and our commissions, plus buy a safe trade system. All right? All right. I think we're good to grow. We're good to grow.
Dr. Harry.
Hey, Claudia.
Yes. Yes. One quick question before we go. You said something yesterday, or you gave a tip about a currency pair, and I didn't get a chance to write it down. Where you say with a pair, the currency on the front side, which of course is the piece, tend to do something, and then the quote one usually tends to be the one. I don't remember if you said selling or buying.
Okay.
Yes,
Right,
I just want to make a
dollar
note
index,
of it, please.
Yeah, the US dollar index is called DXY, right?
Okay.
And it's what they do is that the US dollar index is traded against a number of other currencies, right? Australian dollar, AUD USD, Euro USD, GBP USD, NZD USD, USD CHF, USD CAD, USD JPY, USD MXN, and USD ZAR. So instead of analyzing each of these USD pairs, just analyze DXY. So right now, you notice DXY came down and went back up, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we look at AUD USD, you're going to see the reverse. Let's look at it. You see it went back, it went up and came down.
Mm-hmm.
Because USD is on the back end of the pair, right? So if USD is getting stronger, this goes down. If USD is getting weaker, this goes up. So let's go back to DXY, which is USD. So USD went up, mean that it got stronger, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the last move. AUD USD is on the back end, it went down. Euro USD is on the back end, it went down. GBP USD is on the back end, it went down.
Okay.
USD, you see, it went down. USD SHIB, USD is on the front end. So which direction do you think it would go in?
Up.
Yep, see, went up.
Oh, okay.
USD CAD,
Up.
USD JPY,
Up.
USD MXN,
Up.
USD ZAR.
Up. And then Okay.
Okay. Instead of
Okay.
sitting down looking at each of these, just check out DXY, and then right now DXY is set up for a 1 minute sell stop, right? So USD DXY is set up for a 1 minute sell stop. You just go to the 3 minute to verify. 3 minutes is showing a buy, so it's really a buy more so than a sell coming up. Let's check the 5 minute. 5 minutes is a buy environment. Let's check the 15 minute. 15 minutes is a sell. So there's a 15 minute sell that's developed. All right, you see it was up here, came down, came up, came down, came down, and it's up. We expect it to push down. Let's go and check the 30 minute. 30 minutes is also a 30 minute sell stop on DXY. All right, so there's a 30 minute sell stop on DXY. Let's check the 1 hour. 1 hour is showing that is inside, just above the channel. So I'm expecting this to sell down. So because I'm expecting this to sell down, I'm expecting AUD USD to come up. I'm expecting Euro USD to come up, GBP USD to come up, etc. So I'll be looking for, I'll be going to these now, and it makes my life easier where I can quickly go to AUD USD and look for 1 minute buys. And instead of jumping into this 1 minute sell, I would know that this is set to buy. Just check it out later tonight.
Okay.
Do you understand that now?
Yes, much better.
All right, great. All right, I'm glad I was able to help.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, anyone else? All right, thank you for showing up, guys. Boot camp this weekend is going to be off the charts. Let's get trained. Let's get booted up to be able to make a lot of money. All right, this year is our year to make tons of money. All right, love you all. See you guys tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.